Good morning, this is the Paradise Unicorn Priestess bringing you day 152 of A Course in Miracles, the Yin translation, where we use female words. This would be June 1st if you're starting at the new year. The little willingness. The holy instant is the result of your determination to be holy. It is the answer. The desire and the willingness to let it come precede its coming. You prepare your mind for it only to the extent of recognizing that you want it above all else. It is not necessary that you do more. Indeed, it is necessary that you realize that you cannot do more. Do not attempt to give the Holy Spirit what she does not ask, or you will add the ego to her and confuse the two. She asks but little. It is she who adds the greatness and the might. She joins with you to make the holy instant far greater than you can understand. It is your realization that you need do so little that enables her to give so much. Trust not your good intentions, they are not enough, but trust implicitly your willingness, whatever else may enter. Concentrate only on this, and be not disturbed that shadows surround it. That is why you came. If you could come without them, you would not need the holy instant. Come to it not in arrogance, assuming that you must achieve the state its coming brings with it. The miracle of the holy instant lies in your willingness to let it be what it is, and in your willingness for this lies also your acceptance of yourself as you are meant to be. Humility will never ask that you remain content with littleness. But it does require that you be not content with less than greatness that comes not of you. Your difficulty with the holy instant arises from your fixed conviction that you are not worthy of it. And what is this but the determination to be as you would make yourself? God did not create her dwelling place unworthy of her, and if you believe she cannot enter where she wills to be, you must be interfering with her will. You do not need the strength of willingness to come from you, but only from her will. The holy instant does not come from your little willingness alone. It is always the result of your small willingness combined with the unlimited power of God's will. You have been wrong in thinking that it is needful to prepare yourself for her. It is impossible to make arrogant preparations for holiness and not believe that it is up to you to establish the conditions for peace. God has established them. They do not wait upon your willingness for what they are. Your willingness is needed only to make it possible to teach you what they are. If you maintain you are unworthy of learning this, you are interfering with the lesson by believing that you must make the learner different. You did not make the learner, nor can you make her different. Would you first make a miracle yourself and then expect one to be made for you? You merely ask the question. The answer is given. Seek not to answer, but merely to receive the answer as it is given. In preparing for the holy instant, do not attempt to make yourself holy to be ready to receive it. That is but to confuse your role with God's. Atonement cannot come to those who think that they must first atone, but only to those who offer it nothing more than simple willingness to make way for it. Purification is of God alone, and therefore for you. Rather than seek to prepare yourself for her, try to think thus: I, who am host to God, am worthy of her. She who established her dwelling place in me created it as she would have it be. It is not needful that I make it ready for her, but only that I do not interfere with her plan to restore to me my own awareness of my readiness, which is eternal. I need add nothing to her plan, but to receive it, I must be willing not to substitute my own in place of it. And that is all. Add more, and you will merely take away the little that is asked. Remember, you made guilt, and that your plan for the escape from guilt has been to bring atonement to it and make salvation fearful. And it is only fear that you will add if you prepare yourself for love. The preparation for the holy instant belongs to her who gives it. Release yourself to her, whose function is release. Do not assume her function for her. Give her but what she asks, that you may learn how little is your part, and how great is hers. It is this that makes the holy instant so easy and so natural. You make it difficult because you insist there must be more that you need do. You find it difficult to accept the idea that you need give so little to receive so much. And it is very hard for you to realize it is not personally insulting, that your contribution and the Holy Spirit's are so extremely disproportionate. You are still convinced that your understanding is a powerful contribution to the truth and makes it what it is. Yet we have emphasized that you need understand nothing. Salvation is easy just because it asks nothing you cannot give right now. Forget not that it has been your decision to make everything that is natural and easy for you impossible. If you believe the holy instant is difficult for you, it is because you have become the arbiter of what is possible and remain unwilling to give place to one who knows. The whole belief in orders of difficulty and miracles is centered on this. Everything God wills is not only possible, but has already happened. And that is why the past is gone. It never happened in reality. Only in your mind, which thought it did, is its undoing needful. I am reminded, as a young girl, my best friend was a born-again Christian, and I would attend youth group with her, and was introduced to their approach to God, which is that it's very simple and easy. All you need do is invite God in to your heart, and God will come. And I came from a religion where much was required of us, and it was such a foreign idea. I thought it silly and perhaps naive at the time. And here it is in A Course in Miracles, presented as simply that. And it makes me think how perhaps all religions have something in them that is spot on, that is the seed of truth, even if other parts of the religion are not quite so spot on. I like also how this text reading speaks of how we came here and there are shadows, and we think that that makes us not able to experience the holy instant, and we're reminded, of course you have shadows, that's why you need the holy instant in the first place. When it speaks of us coming here and finding shadows here, it makes me think of us coming to this incarnation, forgetting what came before this incarnation. And what do we find here? We find shadows. And the holy instant is here to dispel them for us, to heal our mind. All right, lesson 152. The power of decision is my own. No one can suffer loss unless it be her own decision. No one suffers pain except her choice elects the state for her. No one can grieve, nor fear, nor think her sick, unless these are the outcomes that she wants. And no one dies without her own consent. Nothing occurs but represents your wish, and nothing is omitted that you choose. Here is your world, complete in all details. Here is its whole reality for you. And it is only here salvation is. You may believe that this position is extreme and too inclusive to be true. Yet can truth have exceptions? If you have the gift of everything, can loss be real? Can pain be part of peace or grief of joy? Can fear and sickness enter in a mind where love and perfect holiness abide? Truth must be all-inclusive, if it be truth at all. Accept no opposites and no exceptions, for to do so is to contradict the truth entirely. Salvation is the recognition that truth is true and nothing else is true. This you have heard before, but may not yet accept both parts of it. Without the first, the second has no meaning, but without the second, is the first no longer true. Truth cannot have an opposite. This cannot be too often said and thought about. For if what is not true is true as well as what is true, then part of truth is false, and truth has lost its meaning. Nothing but truth is true, and what is false is false. This is the simplest of distinctions, yet the most obscure, but not because it is a difficult distinction to perceive. It is concealed behind a vast array of choices that do not appear to be entirely your own. and thus the truth appears to have some aspects that belie consistency, but do not seem to be but contradictions introduced by you. As God created you, you must remain unchangeable, with transitory states by definition false. And that includes all shifts in feeling, alterations in conditions of the body and the mind, in all awareness and in all response. This is the all-inclusiveness which sets the truth apart from falsehood, and the false kept separate from the truth as what it is. Is it not strange that you believe to think you made the world you see is arrogance? God made it not. Of this you can be sure. What can she know of the ephemeral, the sinful and the guilty, the afraid, the suffering and lonely, and the mind that lives within a body that must die? You but accuse her of insanity to think she made a world where such things seem to have reality. She is not mad, yet only madness makes a world like this. To think that God made chaos contradicts her will, invented opposites to truth, and suffers death to triumph over life. All this is arrogance. Humility would see at once these things are not of her. And can you see what God created not? To think you can is merely to believe you can perceive what God willed not to be. And what could be more arrogant than this? Let us today be truly humble and accept what we have made as what it is. The power of decision is our own. Decide but to accept your rightful place as co-creator of the universe, and all you think you made will disappear. What rises to awareness, then, will be all that there ever was, eternally as it is now, and it will take the place of self-deceptions made but to usurp the altar to the mother and the child. Today, we practice true humility, abandoning the false pretense by which the ego seeks to prove it arrogant. Only the ego can be arrogant, but truth is humble in acknowledging its mightiness, its changelessness, and its eternal wholeness, all-encompassing, God's perfect gift to her beloved child. We lay aside the arrogance which says that we are sinners, guilty and afraid, ashamed of what we are, and lift our hearts in true humility instead, to her who has created us immaculate, like to herself in power and in love. The power of decision is our own, and we accept of her that which we are, and humbly recognize the child of God. To recognize God's child implies as well that all self-concepts have been laid aside and recognized as false. Their arrogance has been perceived, and in humility, the radiance of God's child, her gentleness, her perfect sinlessness, her mother's love, her right to heaven and a release from hell are joyously accepted as our own. Now do we join in glad acknowledgement that lies are false and only truth is true. We think of truth alone as we arise and spend 5 minutes practicing its ways, encouraging our frightened minds with this. The power of decision is my own. This day I will accept myself as what my mother's will created me to be. Then will we wait in silence, giving up all self-deceptions as we humbly ask our self that she reveal herself to us, and she, who never left, will come again to our awareness, grateful to restore her home to God as it was meant to be. In patience, wait for her throughout the day, and hourly invite her with the words with which the day began, concluding it with this same invitation to yourself. God's voice will answer, for she speaks for you and for your mother. She will substitute the peace of God for all your frantic thoughts, the truth of God for self-deceptions, and God's child for your illusions of yourself. Well, that's pretty unequivocal. Today's lesson places all responsibility squarely with us for absolutely everything we experience, and reminds us that it need not be so. It's a lot to accept that absolutely everything that we think of as reality is something we created. Well, in the language of A Course in Miracles, not created, but made up. We are repeatedly reminded to think of it as being very much the same thing as a sleeping dream. We have a lot of experiences in our dreams, and clearly they're all happening on the stage of our mind. So why does the world around us seem to be so internally consistent? Well, this is me speaking. First of all, it's not. We only think it is. We have such a need for it to be, and it's the shared consensus reality. So many of us need for it to be internally consistent, and thus it shows itself to be because that is what we asked for. I'm reminded of the movie Labyrinth, where the opponent to the main character, Jareth, claims that he's just giving the main character exactly what she asked for. He's just manifesting exactly what she demanded that he manifest. Any evil that he offers to her is only what she first expected it to be. When the responsibility is with us, when we really receive that, it is very empowering because it means we have the power to change it. So may this message be empowering to you, dear listener, and happy practicing.